Hi, friends. Happy Thursday to you. I am really excited to be hosting this training here today, all about 3 ways to up-level your practice in the midst of this really big crisis that we're all having this shared experience around. Very, very excited to dive in. Lots of people are hoping to join us. If you are here listening right now and you can hear me okay, can you please give me a thumbs up or something like that? If you joined last week, you may remember we had some technical difficulties, and I want to make sure you can hear me and see me okay. If not, I will quickly switch over onto my phone to make sure that we get some content in there. Okay, I'm seeing a thumbs up. Hopefully that's a good sign. Can you hear me okay? I'm seeing 2 likes. Hopefully that's a good sign. 3 likes. Awesome. All right. I'm feeling pretty confident then. You may or may not have seen, but I did develop a little guide for you to download here with this training. So let me go ahead and grab the link to that. And what this guide is going to do is just give you kind of some structure to the conversation that we're going to have. And the importance of that is so that you can actually take this away. Thank you, Kate. You can hear me. I so appreciate that. Make sure that you can take some actionable things away. Make sure that you're taking notes of the things that you're hearing and that make sense to you. And will also allow us to have some good question and answer after this. So let's grab that link. Here we are. All right, link to workbook. If it will go here. Awesome. All right, there we go. So that, my friends, is the workbook that we're going to walk through today. There are 3 ways that we're going to talk about up-leveling your practice today. These are all free things. This is not, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's really important right now that you just feel equipped to do good work in the midst of the situation that you find yourself in. I know that as a therapist, you are dealing with clients dropping off, clients canceling, clients just straight up saying, no, I don't want to do telehealth. You having to learn how to do telehealth platforms having problems because there's so many people on them. There are just a lot of things in and out of our control right now that are really, really challenging. So today is going to be all about what we can do to make sure that you are taking advantage of this time. No one expected to have a slow season here in March of 2020. We were planning to just get you clients, keep on running and go, go, go. Unfortunately, we're not in that time right now. And so I want to give you some ways that you can feel empowered to start making some positive change, even if it means we're not bringing in a lot of new clients. That's what I want to focus on here today, is that this isn't going to be about, hey, here's how to go get booked out right now in this season, because quite frankly, I think we all know that that's just not the reality. You're not going to be bringing in a whole bunch of net new clients. So what can you be doing in the meantime? What can you be doing to kind of spend this energy, right, to fill those gaps in your schedule and to feel like you're still being productive? Now, one thing that I would love for you to do, and this isn't in my 3 ways to up-level your practice, but one of the things I would love for you to do is be able to rest and take care of yourself. That's something that I know as a therapist can be really, really challenging to do. So I definitely encourage that you need in order to really just take care of yourself in this season of uncertainty, to take care of your kids and your family. What a blessing, right? To spend some more time with them, even if they can be a little bit challenging. So I just want to say that before I get going, that I hope you're prioritizing yourself and your own health. And then you can use these 3 ways to start making some changes in your practice that really will help you stand out, get found, when the time comes that your clients need you again, because they will. After this crisis will come an uptick in people looking for your types of services. And so I really, really want you to be positioning yourself, positioning your practice, thinking about your practice in a forward-thinking manner. I know right now a lot of the advice you're getting, and with good reason, has been very reactionary. It's like, okay, I need to be on telehealth. I need to make these decisions. I need to apply for this loan. I need to do whatever it is. Now I want you, as those systems are starting to run a little bit better, now I want you to think a little bit more forward thinking in a way that is going to pay off in the long run, right? That's what these 3 ways are going to be about. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you're following along that workbook, number 1, be visible and valuable. Be visible and valuable. We can't have one or the other. Now is not the time, friends, to blend in. It is not the time to go dark on social media. It is not the time to stop communicating. It's the time to start communicating. If you haven't used social media before, if you haven't emailed your clients before, Now is the time to do that. And the challenge here is that it's going to be for free. It's going to be for free. And that could be really, really challenging, especially in a time where you're like, how am I going to pay my bills, right? But the power behind being visible and being valuable is you are establishing yourself in the minds of your ideal clients and in the minds of referral sources. This is an opportunity to humanize yourself, right? It's an opportunity for you to connect on a human to human personal level, which we know you do in the therapy room, with potential clients, with your community, with referral sources in a way that you probably don't have margin to do when your books are full or when you're really busy in your in-person practice. So I want you to get really creative about ways that you can be providing value and getting visible with the people that matter in your network, right? So what could this look like? This might look like you're reposting helpful articles or blog posts that you yourself run across. It might be sending out or providing via social media or email or blog post or whatever, some helpful tips on how to navigate the crisis that we're all living in. And all of these things should be tailored to your niche. If you are a child anxiety therapist, then you need to be providing parents really actionable, valuable content that they may or may not need you for, that they can implement in their life. What are some easy ways that they can work through a tantrum in the middle of what is supposed to be the school day while kids are home, right? Think about those types of things. What is your ideal client nervous about right now? What is keeping your ideal client up at night? I know that I work with therapists, and what's keeping you up at night is you don't know what to do. That's why I'm making this training. It doesn't mean I'm selling you anything. I'm not selling you anything, actually. I want you to take free resources and just be able to do good work that you normally do, right? And to really maximize and capitalize on this opportunity that is some downtime. But you need to ask yourself, what is my ideal client nervous about? How can I equip them? Because the fact is, people are probably in a position to hire you right now. That doesn't mean that this is going to not have any sort of return on your investment. The return's just going to be a little bit of a ways out. So reposting helpful articles or blog posts, sharing actionable tips and tricks that are related to your niche. What is your parent nervous about that is your ideal client? What is the female, career woman that is used to just going, is all of a sudden found herself laid off or struggling in work or, with decreased responsibilities? Whatever that is, get into the mind of your ideal client and think, how can I help right now? What can I provide that's valuable? And are they going to pay you for it? Probably not. If they're an existing client, all that this does, all this free additional stuff does, is continue to show them that you have their best interest at heart. And that is what good marketing is all about. We talk about that in this group all the time. It's about meeting the needs of your client right where they are and understanding them well enough that you can preemptively provide guidance that matters to them and shows them that you care and that you understand. The last thing I want you to think about when it comes to being visible and being valuable is not actually about your ideal client, but it is about referral sources. Now, right now, doctors are overrun, right? There is absolutely no way you're going to be calling on a doctor or walking into an office. Certainly, most of us are stuck at home anyway. But think about what your referral sources might need. What are some other therapists in your network that could benefit from that how-to guide on how to deal with the tantrum in the middle of the day? What is a physician that you have a good relationship with, probably dealing with, when people are coming in nervous about coronavirus? Probably some tips to manage this anxiety. What if you just sent something over to the office manager that said, hey, here are 3 tips I put together. It's a printable PDF. If you're really struggling with a patient, feel free to provide this to them. Again, you're not expecting anything in return here. All you're doing is sending out value, and what's happening subconsciously there is you're staying top of mind, right? You're getting in front of these people. You're showing them that you know what you're talking about, that you care about them. And when it comes time, when we're through this crisis, and people are like, I need some help. Like, that was hard, or life has gotten hard again in a whole nother way. Who are they going to think about? They're going to think about you, because you aren't just visible, right? We have to make sure that they're seeing you, but you've also been valuable. You have shown them that you're an expert at solving their problems. You have shown them that you have their best interests at heart. So as you're sitting down with some of these, this free time, I really want you to think about, how can I be visible and how can I be valuable right now? Am I willing to hop on social media if I haven't before? Am I willing to start emailing clients? Am I willing to reach out to some other therapists in my network that I know are also struggling, but could maybe benefit from my expertise, right? I have included 2 links in the resources workbook that I provided. Number one are some tangible ideas to kind of get your brain churning when it comes to social media posts, to make sure that you're getting out there and being visible. And the other thing is a link to a free video recording software. If you are even a little bit comfortable, if you're even a little bit comfortable on video, that is such a powerful medium, especially in a time like this. Imagine hopping on Facebook Live like I'm doing right now, or providing via email a breathing exercise to people that are really anxious right now, or talking through a couple of tips for parents, whatever that is. FaceTime like this is so important, especially in a time when we are starved for human interaction, right? So I really want you to get creative about, what can I be putting out there into the world? Who can I be connecting with? And how can I be valuable to them? That is number one. It's really powerful. And while it's important right now, it's important all the time. So always be thinking, even after we've made it through this and things are back to normal, how can I be visible and how can I be valuable? Because that is how you book, especially private pay, full fee clients, is by being visible and by being valuable. All right, number 2, optimize your systems. This one is not as sexy or as fun, certainly, because it's a lot of just like self-work. It's work on your practice itself. But I really want you to spend some time, because who is just given a couple free hours a week? And who chooses to use that on administrative, logistical things? No one. But I really challenge you, just maybe in this next week, maybe after a week you feel like you're in a good place and things are rolling, but I really want you to look at the systems you use in your practice. That might be your progress notes process. That might be reorganizing your handouts and your intervention resources so that they're really accessible for people, both digitally, right? Because right now we're providing a lot of those via telehealth, and in person. If you are able to get into your office, maybe it'll feel good to kind of be in that space to do some organization, so that when it's time to get back to normal, you can really hit the ground running. That's the purpose here of optimizing your systems. The last thing I would really suggest, and this is true for all business owners, but I think is especially true for you as therapists who are seeing clients throughout the week. You don't just have the benefit of like, okay, I have 8 hours here where I'm going to dedicate. I really encourage you to establish some sort of calendar for your practice. So maybe on Mondays you work on marketing type things, being visible and being valuable, right? Maybe you get up to speed on notes on Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays you do finances and admin. Establish some sort of rhythm for yourself, and just even write that down, have that in front of you so that you can feel like you've got some structure behind what's happening. I know it can be really hard, especially when you're just in the thick of something, in the thick of a really busy week, in the thick of learning a telehealth program, to get lost in all of those things. So create a little bit of structure. I really kind of challenge you to do that. Will be really powerful. And the last thing that I so strongly believe you should do with this time is digitize your forms. What does that mean? That means put your client intake and other HIPAA reliant forms online. There didn't obviously used to be a HIPAA compliant way to do that. There is now through services like Hushmail, which I've included in the resources, in Simple Practice. If you use Simple Practice, this is a way for you to build your client intake forms, embed them onto your website, and then just be able to send clients there. Why does this matter? Because you're improving the experience your clients have with you. Have you ever been mailed something that's a PDF that you can't even like fill out from your computer, and all of a sudden you have to print it out, scan it, include your driver's license, send it back, and it's just this big beast? Imagine instead if you could just go onto a form, fill it out, and be done. That's a better experience, right? And when we offer better client experiences, even in small things like your forms, we are legitimizing you in the eyes of your client. We're making you seem like you're worth the money that they're paying. And we want to do anything we can to increase the value that someone sees in you. And a really easy way to do that is to think, how can I improve this process? Think of your onboarding process with a client. How could that be better? How could that be smoother? Where do you sometimes get like an icky feeling like people didn't really love that, right? Maybe your email process, your follow-up, whatever that is, think for a little bit, spend a few hours and then over the next couple days thinking about how I can optimize the systems that my practice is based on. Now, like I said, not super sexy, but you will thank yourself later for those things when you get back into busy life and you get back into this routine where you are hopefully fully booked and seeing clients, and you have this system that you never quite had the margin to create in the past. All of a sudden you have, and it serves as a foundation for all of the processes in your practice to run along. So number 2 is to optimize your systems. And then number 3, when it comes to marketing, other than being valuable and visible, which we want you to do on an ongoing basis, I strongly encourage you to spend some time during this season when you're not seeing as many clients, when you have 2 hours here and 3 hours there and a half hour here, to improve your website. Your website is your number 1 marketing tool in private practice, and you can absolutely work with professionals to create it, to write it, to design it. I offer all those types of things, but you can also do it yourself, and I encourage you to really commit some time, some energy, some thought, and some strategy to your website over the next couple weeks until we return back to normal. What are some things that you should probably do? I really recommend that you add specialty pages if you do not have them. There should be an individual specialty page on your website dedicated to each of the individual services that you provide. If you have specialty pages, update them. Take a look at them. Are they appearing on Google when you want them to? If not, do you need to add some more content? Is it really connecting with your client? Take a really, kind of scrutinize your specialty pages, because other than your homepage, they are the most critical when it comes to actually converting a potential client from a potential client to a paying one. So add or update your specialty pages. Rewrite your about page to really focus on how you serve your clients. You should not be saying I on your about page. You should be talking to your client. There should be the word you over and over and over again on your about page. So take a look at that. Maybe all you're doing is talking right now about your education on your about page. That's not going to get you anywhere, and it's not going to get you clients. So think again, spend a little bit of time getting creative about how to talk about yourself, or run a free SEO audit. If you're finding that you're not appearing on Google when you want to be, there are some great tools out there, one of which I have linked in the workbook, to run a free SEO audit on your website and to get some actionable things that you can improve on your site and start working on right away. It literally takes just a few minutes. So I've included that there. I want you to be really thoughtful about what your website is, the purpose that it serves, and who it's talking to. I've also included there links to 3 of my most popular trainings that I've done in this group. If you're in the group, that means that you can access them, which is wonderful. If you're viewing this, you can view them. Those ones are the 4 mistakes that cause your clients to leave your website, the proven formula for a homepage that gets clients, spend some time working on that homepage, and 5 things you can do today to improve your practice website. Those 3 trainings will be really helpful. The last thing that I really encourage you to do, if you're like, my SEO is okay, I don't really know where to start on my website, I have a full checklist also included in the resources, totally free download, that you can grab, my 22-point guide. And this is the guide that I review my own clients' websites against. It is literally the culmination of all of my best advice for a website. And you can go through and say, I don't do this, I do this, I don't do this. And for those that you don't, you can go ahead and just make those updates with the time that you have. But when you think about, what do I do with all of this time? When it comes to your marketing, I want you to focus on your website. Now is not necessarily the time to be diving into psychology today, although I hope you have added the little box at the top that they've started allowing. It's not the time to be paying someone to do really technical SEO. It's a time for you to be making sure that it is as strong as it possibly can be, that the content is connecting with people. Because remember, we are on the long game here. The purpose of this conversation we're having right now is the long game. So if you are being visible and valuable, if you have good systems, those systems being visible and valuable, they're going to lead to your website, and your website is going to convert them. And then you're going to be able to onboard them via those systems. Do you see how all of these things kind of play together? It's not going to turn into clients tomorrow. That's just the nature of where we are right now. But it does mean that you can make some investments now with the time that you have that will pay off in the long run, and that will ultimately help you serve your clients better and help you be happier serving them, because they are the clients that you most want to work with. So those, my friends, are the 3 ways that you can be up-leveling your practice in the midst of this crisis. I know It is hard right now. I know the last 3 weeks are probably some of the hardest weeks you have ever had as a business owner, maybe as a human. We are all struggling in our own ways, but I want you to feel empowered, encouraged, and equipped to make some changes that will ultimately pay off in the long run when it comes to your private practice. So those 3 things: be visible and valuable, optimize your systems, and improve your website. If you have questions on any of those, pop into the workbook that I linked, grab that resource, click into any of those links that I referenced. If you have any questions right now, feel free to drop them in. Tracy, you said psychiatrists have gone really dark right now. Absolutely, yes. It's a hard time right now because people are so busy and distracted. That's what you really have to think about when it comes to being visible and valuable, is people are distracted. They're not looking for a therapist. They are looking for some help. They are looking for some support. They are looking for some inspiration and education around how to deal with what they're dealing with right now, right? They're not in a position to really be spending money, quite frankly, because of the state of our economy and all of that upheaval. So if you can just stand out being, hey, I care about you, I'm here, I know this stuff, I can help you. All of a sudden, when it comes time for someone to look for a therapist, when it comes time for someone to have a conversation with a friend who's like, I'm really not doing so hot, that friend is going to talk about you because you were in front of them and because you were providing value. And when that person talks about you, they're going to head to your website that's doing a really, really awesome job of connecting with them. And then hopefully they're going to become a client, and then you're going to benefit from those improved systems. And all of a sudden we will have a much stronger engine that is your private practice, bringing people in, keeping them, retaining them, and ultimately helping you change their lives. That is at the very core what it is that you do. And hopefully these 3 things can help you do that just a little bit better. I don't see any questions here, but I do hope that these things were helpful. If you're catching the replay here, I'll still super happy to chat with you and answer any questions, kind of bounce any ideas off of each other. That is what we're here for today. It's not about spending money. It's not about selling anything. It's about making sure that you can make the most of this season, because I believe so much in the work that you do. I said this last week, I think, but I feel like this pandemic has only highlighted how amazing you are at the work that you do and why your work is so important, because you stay steadfast and supportive and validating for your clients, even when you yourself are in upheaval and your business and your life is in upheaval, not falling apart. I don't think that's what's happening. But when you are challenged and struggling on your own, you continue to show up. Your clients are very, very lucky to have you. And I hope that these 3 things are helpful as you dive into the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, month, who knows. I'm here for you. I'm cheering for you. And I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much for being part of this community. I am sending you peace and health from Nashville.